In the meantime, Prime Minister Holness says the government is examining whether there needs to be legislation in place to deal specifically with mass shooting incidents.
The efforts that we are making in reducing shootings and murders could easily be wiped out by just one incident. And we probably need to craft legislation to specifically identify these kinds of shootings. We are saying that there are mass shootings. I don't like the term. I would prefer to say multiple fatal victims incidents. So we are examining the legislation to see how we can craft specific laws around that, or whether or not we actually have legislation that can be used together to create that impact. Because it is beyond me to see why someone would see a festive event going on and just open fire. These persons are not ordinary criminals. They are your worst kind and should be pursued with extreme prejudice.
The voice of Prime Minister Andrew Holness there. The latest multiple shooting incident occurred on Saturday night at Bowens Road in St. Andrew, where 3 men were killed and 5 others injured. It followed last month's deadly attack at a football match in Pleasant Heights, East Kingston. In that incident, 5 men were killed and 2 others injured. Making reference to another deadly attack in Cherry Tree Lane, which many of you will remember out there in Clarendon in August, the Prime Minister says the government will continue to incentivize the public to share information on such acts.
The government will continue to incentivize the public to share information. In the Cherry Tree Lane incident, we had put up a reward of about 25 million Jamaican dollars. We're going to increase that. We'll look at the budget and see what we have, but we must incentivize the sharing of information. And anytime there is any shooting that is a multiple victim shooting, there will be a substantial reward for the public, for anyone who would give information leading to the capture, arrest of anyone who is involved.
You know, the voice of the Prime Minister there, Dr. Andrew Holness. Now, I'm no legal luminary, but I entirely throw my support behind this initiative the Prime Minister is outlining. We definitely need to do something about curbing these mass shooting incidents that we're seeing in Jamaica. Definitely need to take some kind of action to dissuade people from just shooting indiscriminately at groups of individuals. It makes absolutely no sense what they're doing, and sometimes you wonder if some of these hoodlums are doing this in a bid to cause the murder rate to spiral. Yeah. You wonder, yeah, if that is the reason why some of them are engaging in this kind of activity. And if we can craft laws, yeah, that won't be in breach of the Constitution, that can offer particular punishment to people who engage in this kind of activity, we would do the push towards reducing crime and violence in this country to acceptable levels. Even though, you know, we hope there is no crime and violence. But once you have human beings dealing with, you're going to have that kind of difficulty to grapple with. As the good book says, where there is no oxen, the crib is clean. Once there's people, you're going to have to deal with mess, I would suppose. But certainly the numbers are trending in the right direction. And if we can get this kind of legislation in place, yeah, and utilize it to really put away those who are involved in mass shootings for a very, very long time. Yeah, it would do our country well. So I entirely endorse the thinking of the Prime Minister behind this. Hopefully, when the framers sit down to craft what this legislation ought to look like, hopefully we can do so and have a piece of legislation that's consistent with the Constitution and what it requires.